welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, welcome. To all returning subscribers, thank you so much for your support. Thank you so much for coming back for another discussion vlog. I'm trying to do my thing. Today, I wanted to come on here and discuss ways to save for a home. I know that is a big deal in today's economy. You know, we are all just penny pitching at this point. Like, it is crazy. You know, everything since the panini happened, inflation is just insane. You know, home prices have gone up, food prices have gone up, inflation is out of control. So, you know, I've been, you know, I keep my ear to the streets, and I can hear so many people feeling like they'll never be able to buy a home. And, you know, I'm gonna be realistic. This does vary on where you live. You know, that is a huge factor. But this is for more people who live in Texas or probably more of the southern states, depending on where you are regionally, nationally, you still can buy a house, right? So I am pulling up a website. I wanted to come on here and give my take on how you can have some ways to save for a home, or, you know, get some money for a home or whatever. It is still very possible. I know that, you know, it's very discouraging in this economy, and you see more younger people discouraged because they're like, we can't buy a $500,000 house. We can't buy $1 million house. Like, I can understand how it's becoming more out of reach for some people. And, you know, I just want to come on here and give my take and give the information that I can to give some type of encouragement. It may mean that you may have to move elsewhere if that's what you want to do in order to buy a home. I mean, I left California and came to Texas because my goal was to buy a house. That was and to get out the hood, obviously. But my goal, my life's dream, was to own a home. So I wanted to come on here and give some tips, some advice, have some discussion about ways that you can do it, right? So with that said, if this video is helpful to you, if you found some good info, I would appreciate if you would give my video a thumbs up and potentially subscribe, and follow for more content, because I'm on here doing my thizzle. So with that said, I have written down some ways. I have 8 ways that you can save for a home, you know, potentially put some money up in order for you to eventually be able to purchase property. But yeah, so 8 ways to save for a house. And I'm looking on here on my laptop to see if I can give any additional tips or whatever. But yeah, so 8 ways to save for a home. So 1, we are going to talk about tax returns. So people who get tax returns, I recommend, if you can't save half of it, at least try to save all of it. You know, some people end up owing every year, and the fact of that, you can't miss what you never had, right? So if you're getting at least $3,000 in a tax return, oh gosh, I keep getting texts. If you get a tax return for at least, let's say $3,000, try to put up at least 2. You know, obviously give yourself $1,000 to, you know, stack up on groceries, buy some things, pay some things off, whatever you need to do. But if you can, try to save up at least over half of your tax return, and then do what you need to do with the rest. Now, if you can, just put it all up, because that would only help you in the future, right? Second, get a part-time job. This can be something like Instacarting, doing Shipt, get a job at Bath and Body Works on the weekend, you know, get an evening job. I know for, you know, people who have kids, you can do things like getting a customer service job where you can work from home, or you can, you know, offer to babysit some of your friends' kids on the weekends. Like, whatever you can do to work a side gig, and then anything that you're getting from that side gig, put it up. Don't touch that money, put it up. Literally, it's the side hustle. This is your house fund. So don't touch that money, put it up. 3, you can look into borrowing from your 401k. A lot of times, some of the 401k companies will allow you to borrow from your 401k for a down payment of a house. Again, you may have to pay that back, obviously, but if you're able to withdraw from it in order to put down for your house, you can put that money back, you know, eventually in time, but it would help if you're able to pull from that. So definitely check with your company and see if the 401k allows you to be able to pull from it in order to put down for a down payment for a house. Create a secret account. So when you have money when you have direct deposit, you can create a secret account, so like an additional savings. Get that savings account and then put it to where maybe amount of, let's just say $50 is being deducted from that check. So if you're doing it every check, let's just say you get paid bi-weekly every 2 weeks. If you're doing that and you're saving, let's just say $50 from each check. I'm pulling up my calculator, y'all. La, 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 la. So let's just say you're saving $50 bi-weekly. That's only $100 a month. I ain't really shit. I'm trying to give a realistic amount that you can still live comfortably. So let's say $75 every check. So that's 2 checks a month. So that's what, $150? Is that $150? Y'all know my math situation. Okay, that's $150. So let's just say you're saving $150 for a year. So $150 times 12 months, that's $1,800, right? So depending on the loan, for first-time home buyers, you can get a lot of times 0 down or you can get assistance. So if you're saving, and I'm literally giving you a small figure, like if you wanna up it a little bit, let's say $125 every 2 weeks. That's $250 a month. So let's say $250 a month times 12, because I want to give a realistic figure. That's $3,000. So let's just say $3,000 plus your tax return. So if you're getting that, then that's gonna be at least $5,000 to $6,000 that you have. That's your down payment right there. If you do that, let's just say 2 years. If you do that for 2 years, that's gonna be, I don't know, add that up. Okay, but anyway, so in a year, I gave you a way for a year for you to come up with $5,000 to $6,000. So if you do that times 2, that can be at least 10, right? Give or take. So that's an option. So create a secret account and have that money going to that account. Do not get a card for that account. Do not get a debit card. Do not get a savings card. If you get one, cut it up. Only have it to where if you have to pull from it, you have to go to the branch. And you can get it at like a credit union. You can get it at a bank that's not near you. Don't get it to like a Wells Fargo or a Bank of America. Don't get it with a bank that you already bank with. Make it inconvenient for yourself. Like create it for one that is not near you or it's not as easily accessible to you. That way, you can't just go pull from it when you feel like it. You have to be inconvenienced to go do so. So if you do that and then put money there, you're gonna eventually forget about it because you won't miss what you don't even see or what's not already in your account. You won't miss it, I promise you. So that's an option as well. Cutting unnecessary expenses such as, there's something that I call spaghetti grind mode when I'm trying to save for something. When me and Charles tried to save, when we had to save for Jordan's house, when we had to save for this house, we go into something that I call spaghetti grind mode. We just eat spaghetti because that's a meal that's stretchy, and obviously we eat other things, but the main thing, spaghetti, salad, garlic bread, like that's a meal that can stretch for like 3 to 4 days if needed, right? So it's something I always tell myself, like, I know how to sacrifice. I know how to go without. I know how to take off my nails and not have nails for 6 months. I know how to get a pedicure once every other month if needed. I know how to, not go out and shop unless I have to. I know how to go and budget. I know how to penny pinch. Like you have to buy only the necessities. Like if you buy soap, okay, go make sure you're buying your 3 things of soap so you don't have to buy any soap for at least 3 to 4 months. Like buy only things that are necessary. If you must shop, do it during times where they have big sales, or do it during times when you know that a lot of things are on clearance. Shop on clearance racks, like, go to the Dollar Tree. Like, cut all the unnecessary expenses. If you go to the movies, don't go at night, go during the day so you can get a matinee. Go to the Dollar Tree and get your snacks so you don't have to buy snacks at the movie theater. Like, any way that you can cut it, if you go out to eat with a friend, see if you guys can share food. Like whatever way you can think about cutting expenses, or for instance, instead of going to like a nice steakhouse, go to like a Mexican restaurant and fill up on chips and salsa. And get water and put lemon in it, and then add a little bit of what's that little sweetener? Splenda, and make you some homemade lemonade. Don't ask me how I know how to do that. But you have to think about what matters and what's important. Think about, how bad do you want the house? How bad do you want to have property? How bad do you want to have something that's yours? How long do you want to be renting and paying to a landlord and putting money in someone else's pocket? Like, equity is everything. I was just educating my cousin about this. Equity is everything. So whatever you need to do, and you think about it, you're only doing this for like, what, a year? Maybe 2. Maybe 2 years out of your entire existence, you're cutting back and sacrificing so you can have your own home. Now, this is for the people who want a home. If you don't want one, then this video doesn't even apply to you. If you don't care, this does not apply to you. This is for those who want it and don't know really how to go get it. I'm trying to give you tips, trying to give you the blueprint in order how to come up on some money if you have a hard time finding ways to come up with the money. This is just my way of trying to give you tips and advice about it. Take of it what you will. But cutting unnecessary expenses, it matters. You know, don't shop. Don't do Christmas for a year. The kids will be okay. They will live, I promise you. Like, you know, don't travel. If you do travel, do like a staycation. Like, there's so many ways to still live life and still enjoy life, but you are sacrificing for the greater good. You have to put yourself, you have to ground yourself and save and sacrifice. Put yourself on a weekly allowance, meaning when you get paid, go to the bank, take out like, I'm gonna give you my allowance. When I'm trying to save and sacrifice for stuff, I put myself on a $40 a week allowance. That means that's $40 that I can go eat with. I can go buy anything small that I might need. I put myself on a $40 allowance, and that way I have the cash on me, so I'm not tempted to use my debit card. You know what I mean? So take that cash out, and let's just say you want Chipotle. You know good and well it's gonna be about at least 15, 16 bucks. Okay, that's me with my $40. So I tell myself, okay, I'm gonna buy just the bowl and I'm not gonna buy a drink because this is $4. You know, so you have to think about small different ways. Take your own drink when you go out to places. Like, take your little water jug. Like, there's so many different ways that you can cut corners. You have to put yourself on allowance. You have to balance your amount for the time being, and the rest of that money. Because if you have as soon as you get paid, money goes like that. Like, literally $100 is like $5 now. So you have to be strict with yourself and put yourself on an allowance. So you can use the amount that I do, 40. That's my thing. That's always my go-to. I always say 40 because what am I doing Monday through Friday? There's nothing happening Monday through Friday. So I tell myself, what do you need more than $40 for from Monday through Friday? You're supposed to be working. And this is not including filling up your tank and getting groceries. This is not including that. This is after all that's said and done. But even with, gas, you can't control if you have to go to a job. You just can't control that. But with groceries, you just have to start eating things that stretches. Turkey sandwiches, spaghetti, tacos, meatloaf is stretchy. Like all the kind of stretchy foods. Tuna, tuna sandwiches, tuna crackers, sloppy joes. You can get you a head of lettuce and cut it up, make you some Caesar salads for the week, make some Cobb salads for the week. You can make Chipotle bowls. You can make, buy some fruit and just cut it up real tiny and just make stretchable fruit salads. Like, I have so many different ways to buy food and make food. Chili dogs, chili and cornbread. Make a chicken casserole. Make you some, what else? Burgers, turkey burgers and fries. Like, if you buy some turkey meat and you make like 4, 5, 6 patties, that's food for like 2-3 days. So there's ways that you can cut corners and put yourself on a budget to where you're spending less money. Because again, I know inflation is high, food is high, so I understand. I totally understand, but you have to think about ways that you can cut back in your life. Everybody's life is different. So you have to think about ways that you can cut back on your lifestyle. Where are you spending money that can be cut? So all of those little things matter, all the little details. This is something that I told my brother. So he's interested in potentially buying a house. So I asked him how much was his rent. And he told me, and then I said, okay, well, how much are you trying to pay for mortgage? What is the max amount of mortgage that you want to pay? He said around no more than $2,500. So I said, okay, so think about what you're paying right now, and then look at the amount you want to pay in mortgage. Take that amount of money. I think he pays like $1,300. So he said $2,500. Take away, look, I'm literally doing my my calculator. Take away $1,300. So that means that is a $1,200 difference. So I told him, open a savings account and that $1,200 put into the savings. So if you're paying your $1,300 rent, but you're eventually expecting to already pay $2,500 once you get your house, start paying that now. Start paying that $2,500 now so you can already be accustomed to it, because if you're going from $1,300 to $2,500 at the max, that's a shock to you financially because you're not used to paying that. So why not start preparing yourself to pay for that $2,500 now? So instead of paying the $1,300, take the extra money, which would be the $1,200, and go put it up in a savings. So $1,200 times, let's say 12 months, that is an amount of $14,400. So $14,400 is gonna be the amount in a year that he has. Out here in Texas, he very well can use that as a down payment for a house. That is 12 months. 12 months. So in a year's time, 12 months. So let's just say your rent is, let's just say, I'm trying to think what's the going rate out here in Texas now. In Dallas, let's say for sure. Let's just say you're in a one bedroom and you're paying, no, I know more than that. Okay, let's just say you're paying $1,550, right? And then you say, I want a mortgage that's no more than $2,000. I know I'm gonna be paying around $2,000. And honestly, I do think it's because of the interest rates. I think once the interest rates do go down, that would decrease once you refinance. So let's just say you're paying $1,550 right now for either a 1-2 bed, depending on where you at, right? But you say, okay, I'm cool with paying at max $2,100 in a mortgage. So $2,100, take away $1,550. That is $550, right? So start paying that $2,100 now. So for that, $550 times 12, which is 12 months, that gives you an amount of $6,600. $6,600 is more than enough to put down on a condo or a townhome or a house that's way out in the middle of nowhere. Sorry, it's the truth. But $6,600, and I mean, again, that's 1 year. Now, say if you got $2,000 for your tax return, so that's $6,600 plus $2,000, that's gonna be a total of $8,600. So in a year's time, I just gave you a way to come up with $8,600. That's not even including if you came into some money on some other way, if you decide to do Instacarting on the weekends or something like that. I've literally given you a way to come up with money without really moving any different. Now, let's just say for people, because I'm a realist too, let's just say you're paying, I don't want a mortgage over $1,600 and I'm already paying $1,400, right? So let's just say $1,600 minus, let's just say $1,450. That's an amount of $150. So $150 times 12. Okay, that's $1,800. So if you're only able to put that kind of money up in savings, I totally understand it. I totally respect it, right? So that's almost $2,000, give or take. So you gotta think about, are you getting a tax return? How much you're getting? You know, put that money with this. Put it towards that savings that I told you to hide from yourself. You know, do Instacarting on Sundays. Literally, you can make, if you Instacart every Sunday, that's at least a couple of $100. Use that $200 and use it for gas and groceries. Like, you kind of got to take money here and put it here. You have to move it around. So there are ways to do this. I know it seems hard. Oh, also, I put it on the back on my note. If you can increase the amount on your, find out if you can pull from your 401k, and if you can, increase it. So if you're only putting in, let's just say 2% right now, try to put in 4%. Because if you're putting in that money, they're taking it before it's pre-taxed. So if they're taking that money, you're gonna see a little bit of a difference, but you're not gonna see a huge difference to where you can't live. Do that for 12 months. After that, pull from the 401k and then add it with your tax return. Like, there's so many different ways to combine it, but these are some ways that I feel is helpful. Like I said, go into spaghetti grind mode. You're just gonna have to go to spaghetti grind mode and cut back. You can still buy a house here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. I know that there are different opinions on that. I do feel that you could still buy a home. I'm going to look up right now. Trying to go to Redfin. Hold on. Trying to go to Redfin. Okay. So depending on where you are, I probably would have to take you to my big computer to do this, but okay, so we're in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Now, I understand that everybody wants to move to the beautiful city that is Frisco, but let's be realistic. You gotta have what, 700,000 now, and that's just not realistic. So let's go to areas that you can still potentially buy a home. I'm gonna look up a few of the cities, and I'm gonna take my phone and I'm gonna show you my screen. Because I should have did this Oh, I wonder if I can. I don't know if I can combine these videos. I don't think I can. I could do a separate video just showing you houses in my opinion, but I'm looking up in Crandall right now, and I'm looking up bed and baths. Okay, so let's just do a standard 3-bed, 2-bath. You know, I always meet people who want to just get the cream of the crop. They want to get mansions. It's like, baby, you got to start small. You have to crawl before you walk, okay? So, okay, right now I'm looking at a home, and I'm all about staying under 300,000 if this is your first house, depending on your finances. Now, if you grossing over 110 a year, cool. Let's go ahead and do it. But you know, if you're like the average citizen right now, keeping it low is best, right? So I'm looking at a 4-bed right now in Crandall. It starts off at 277,000. That's still doable. There's one I'm looking at. Let me turn my phone. So there's a house here in Crandall for 189,000. I think that's very doable. Then let's see. Let me do the pricing. Okay, so I did this to stay within under 300,000. So all of these homes are under 300,000. So there are still a lot of homes. These are all new construction, so they haven't even been built yet, but they're out there, you know? Look at these. These are 232, 289, 239, 258. So when everyone is saying, oh, the houses out there are too expensive, like, no, they're not. There's still homes out here. Like, trust me, they're still out here. All these are, look, 250, all these are like 250, 220, 230, 270, 260. Like, they're definitely still out here. So that's just Crandall. So this is the area of Mesquite. These homes are typically not as new as Crandall, but however, still look at the prices. The prices are still within means. So if you're a single mom, if you're not able to spend the $400,000 or $500,000, like, there's still homes out here, you guys, that you could still afford. I know it doesn't feel like it, and I do think that the prices are going down a little bit. So definitely that's something you can look into. So that's Mesquite. I'm gonna look up another area. I'm not gonna look up every city in DFW, guys, but this is DeSoto. So here's some under 300 as well. So there are still a lot of homes and opportunities. I know everybody is used to the 150, 160, but those days are gone. So just know that the homes do still exist, you know, and that's why you have to get with a good realtor who knows what they're talking about. You know, I'm not gonna send you to an area that I know is outside of your financial means. If you tell me, hey, I usually ask people, and I think I scared away a person when I asked them this, but I said, how much do you want to pay a mortgage? Because I have to know how much you're trying to pay so I can either tell you how much you're gonna need to put down, what areas are gonna be best, what kind of house budget are you looking for? Like that question is a big factor. It does matter, but I wouldn't be so discouraged. There's still definitely, these are houses. I haven't even looked up townhomes or condos, you know, so there are still definitely a lot of potential, a lot of opportunities. And just a key point that I want to make, summertime is when everything goes up. So if you are a seller, sell in the summer. If you are a buyer, buy in the winter. Because in the winter, everybody's in school, everybody's settled, no one's selling. So in the wintertime, whoever is selling or whoever is building a house, they're trying to get it out. They're trying to get rid of it, right? Because a lot of times builders have to meet quotas by the end of the year. So they're trying to get rid of inventory. They're trying to get rid of inventory. So summertime, everybody's moving, kids are changing schools, people are moving with jobs. A lot of stuff happens during the summer. So people are moving, right? So people who are selling, who need to sell, they're gonna sell during that period because they know they're gonna get a lot of offers. During the winter time, no one's buying because everyone's settled. So if you're looking to buy in the winter. Buy in the winter. That's just my little key point. That's my little point. You know, take of what you will with that. That's my own personal opinion. And I tell you no lies. So, excuse me. I hope these tips were helpful for you guys. I hope you got some information from it. If you have any tips you want to share, drop them below. You know, I'm all for supporting each other and sharing tips and helping each other get ahead. That's what this is about. Just helping people get ahead. Like I had to explain to my cousin the other day, like you're renting, paying $14.90 a month, right? When your lease is up, what are you walking away with? And he's like, nothing. I'm like, okay, but if you get this house, if you were to sell, you're gonna already have $20,000 in equity. So you would make 20 racks just from doing nothing hardly versus getting out of a lease. And I told him, I understand that people are scary. People are afraid of like the responsibility, but that's life. Right? We can't run away from responsibility. It is what it is. But I would rather you have a little bit of responsibility and be able to cash out and have something to show for that time spent than to keep putting money in these investors' pockets. That's just my take. Do that what you will. But with that said, that's the end of my video. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel for more content. Drop some comments below if you have any points you want to make. If you enjoyed this video, I would really appreciate it. And I shall talk to you guys on the next video. Talk to you later. Mwah.